Hey guys, happy Sunday afternoon. Chilly Sunday afternoon, in my opinion. Chilly and rainy for July. But nonetheless, we are here. We are back with another episode of Live at 5 with SFC Defined. Thank you so much for joining me today. We got some stuff to talk about. I am still super excited about our upcoming cruise, our first little mind, body, spirit retreat that's happening on March the 11th through the 16th, 2023. I need you guys. Listen, did you see the flyer? We have our first 8 people that have already signed up, paid their deposit, and we got some more folk that's signing up as well. They told me they would be signed up and paid by the end of the week. So I am super excited. The momentum is there, the excitement is there, and I am really, really super excited. So thank you guys who have already signed up. And for those of you that are contemplating and still thinking it over, come on and join us. This is going to be a wonderful cruise. It's a way to get away, and it's like a self-care cruise. It's a mind, body, spirit cruise that we are excited about. The team and I, we have put this together, got it at a very, very good price. And all the information that you need is on our Facebook page, whether you're on the SFC Defined Facebook page or the Corey A. Graves um, or the Corey Graves Facebook or website or whatever you want to find out. You can find the information if you want. So we're excited about having you join us on this cruise. So excited about having you join us. So I am looking forward to even more people, 8 more people by the end of the week that's going to sign up, and we're going to get it. Like right now, we have about 32 rooms available, which gives us about 64 people. My hope that by our deadline, which is August 19th, I think is right, August the 19th, August 15th, something like that, that we will have to increase that number because you guys are going to join us for this wonderful cruise on Carnival Cruise Line in March. So we've been talking this week, this last month, for the last 2 weeks, about internal oppression. And you guys have given some good comments, some good feedback on what internal oppression is. And I think that just for the sake of clarity, I'll reiterate the definition of oppression and how this whole word is something that we all deal with, are dealing with, have dealt with. We are all having some type of internal oppression in one form or another, and it's mental distress in so many areas, whether it's finances, whether it's relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's success, failures, all kinds of stuff. We are dealing with something on an internal level every second of every day. I'm not trying to tell you that you won't not deal with internal oppression. My objective here is to allow you to identify it and then deal with it, because it really can be dealt with in a positive way so that you and those around you will get to feel the benefits of identifying what this oppression is. You will never be able to fix it. You will never be able to get rid of it. You will never have it work in your favor if you first don't identify what those oppressions are. And we all have them. So, we deal with stuff. We say we want a different life. We say we want different outcomes in life, but we still do the same thing, and we still act like they're not there. We still deny them. We still cover them up, try to hide them, lie to ourselves, lie to other people. And you're like, I'm good, I'm good. And you're not good. And we're dealing with internal oppressions on a regular basis. I looked up something today while I was waiting to come on, and it says, of course, mental pressure or distress is the one definition that I gave you. Another one says it is prolonged cruelty. Now, imagine, like we all have dealt with some form of oppression. I mean, systemic oppression, all kinds of oppression, whether you're black or white or whether you whatever. We've dealt with some form of oppression in our lives. And the reality is it's cruel. It's cruel and unusual punishment. So if you think about that internally and all that we're doing to ourselves, what we're doing to ourselves is just as cruel as we think that somebody else is what we think somebody else is doing to us. We are just as cruel or as cruel, or if not more cruel to ourselves than most people could ever be to us. Like, we criticize ourselves, we judge ourselves, we talk about ourselves, we talk down. Our thoughts of ourselves are so negative, and we deal with this. And it is so it's internalized, and it depends on where you are in life. Like, if your finances are out of sorts, then you deal with internal oppression. You're cruel. I'll never have a lot of money. I'll never get out of this debt. I'll never be able to get the life or the lifestyle that I want to lead. And when you're having relationship problems, it's like, I'll never meet that right person. I'll never be able to get married. I'm at so and so age, and I want to be married. I want to be this. I want to be that. So these internal oppressors have you dealing with internal oppression, and you get stuck in that rut. And the first thing that we need to do is identify them. I think it was Benny or somebody last week that said for him to get past his internal oppressions, that he had to first identify them, and then he had to work on getting rid of them and diminishing them over a period of time. One thing about internal oppressions or oppression period is the fact that it don't happen overnight usually. So it's not going to go away overnight. It's something that we need to identify and we need to see. All you guys that have joined, Sonia, Catherine, Denise, thank y'all so much as always for joining me. Listen to this. Listen to this. It says, how do you break the oppression cycle? How do you break the oppression cycle? And it says this: to interrupt the cycle of oppression, we will need to recognize how we were hurt and commit to heal from the internalized messages of discouragement, helplessness, and powerlessness. So, falling right in line with what we said and started talking about last week, in order to get past those internal oppressions, those things that are holding us down and weighing us down, we have to first identify them. And then we have to commit. We have to make a commitment to healing. That is so pivotal. That has to be a priority. Your commitment to heal from what's been oppressing you. Your commitment to heal from financial oppression, relationship oppression, sickness oppression, all of that. You have to be committed to yourself. You have to be committed to yourself for your own healing. And, a lot of times when we get hurt outwardly, like on a cut or whatever, it is, we can deal with that. We'll say, oh, it'll heal up, and you can watch it, you can do whatever. But that internal cut, that internal hurt is something on a completely different level. You have to start realizing that in order for me to heal by what somebody did to me, said to me, or whatever, I've got to want that, number one. And then I've got to commit to having it. Denise says we have to be honest with ourselves. Absolutely. We have to, even through the pain. Yes, it's called being committed. It means that regardless of what I see, feel, touch, think, whatever, I am committed to getting better. I am committed to healing. I am committed to moving forward from here. I am committed to not getting depressed or even further down into that rabbit hole of feeling like I'm alone, abandoned, a freak, or whatever you want to call it. You've got to commit to getting better. And that's the question that I want to ask you today. Are you willing to commit, make that commitment to yourself to get better, to heal from all of those internal oppressions? Are you able to say, you know what? Yes, I hurt. Yes, that person hurt me tremendously. Am I willing to let it go? Because your forgiveness is not even about them. It's about you starting that healing process. You cannot hold grudges and heal. It's like oil and water, they don't mix. In order for you to truly heal and heal internally, you have to be able to forgive and just let things go. I'm not telling you you have to be a doormat. I'm not telling you you have to be used or taken advantage of. I'm not telling you you have to be weak or whatever. I'm telling you that in order for you to be completely healed from anybody, where you take your power back, where you take your integrity, your dignity back, you have to be willing to commit to yourself of healing. He says, I am willing to commit through a new mindset. Absolutely. And that's what it takes. It takes a shifting in mind. So often it's so easy for us to play the victim. It's easy. It's so easy to feel like something happened to us. But just one shift in mindset will cause you to go from victim to victor. And it's not something that happened to you, it's something that happened for you. I went through a little period last week, went through a little situation last week, week before last, somewhere around there. And somebody like really, really hurt me, really made me mad. And I felt myself slipping, putting the wall back up, just feeling like I was used or taken advantage of. And then I kept saying to myself, there's a lesson in this. There is a lesson. In order for me to heal past that and get past that, to heal past that, I had to realize, how is this working in my favor? How is it helping me? What is it doing for me? Not what is it doing to me? Because doing it to me was obvious. It was depressing me. It hurt me so bad. It confused me. All kinds of emotions going through my head. But when I shifted my mindset and I stopped asking, why is this done to me? And start saying, what is it doing for me? I realized that there is a lesson. There was a lesson in that. And as soon as I started looking for what the lesson was, my healing, I promise you, my healing started taking place. Because in my mind, I had played out this whole scenario as to what I was going to say to this person. I was going to go off. I was going, I just made up in my mind everything that I was going to say. But when I captured what the lesson was for me to learn, I didn't have to say a word, because everything that I was going to say to that person came to me and said it about themselves. Blew my mind. But I had to realize and understand that there was something in it for me. And I wasn't focused on what it was doing to me. I recognized that it was something. That's how committed I was to healing. It got me that first day. It had me most of that second day. But by that third day, I was good, because I committed to removing myself from any thought that made me feel like a victim. And when I did that, my whole mindset shifted and I went from victim to victor and never had to open my mouth. Catherine says, I am willing to be completely healed from past hurts and pains. Forgiveness has been something that I have had a hard time granting other people. Is there a reason why this happens? Well, first of all, I think you're making it about other people, and your forgiveness ain't got nothing to do with nobody but you, Catherine. Nobody but you. It has absolutely nobody. I guarantee you, the people that hurt you hadn't lost an ounce of sleep. Life has gone on for them. But you're the one that's holding the grudge, and it's causing you to miss out on happiness, joy, peace of mind, all of that stuff. When we forgive, we don't forgive for that other person. We forgive for ourselves so that healing can take place in us. It ain't about letting people off the hook. It ain't about letting people go and think that what they did don't matter. It ain't even about that at all. It is about your healing. And forgiveness is one of those elements that allows you to commit to the healing that needs to take place before you can move on. Because right now, you're oppressed. You're stuck in a situation that happened years ago or happened in your past, whether it was yesterday or 10 years ago. There is a commitment that you've made to hold on to something that's weighing you down and it's not benefiting you in any way. When you commit to happiness, when you commit to coming out, when you commit to taking your power back, and you commit to feeling joy and peace, then nothing else matters. I can assure you, nothing else matters. It is completely all in your power to be who you need to be. Let me go back to the definition again, because it says it helps you. You have to commit to healing from internalized messages of discouragement, helplessness, and powerlessness. Look at what that says. You have to commit to getting rid of internalizing the messages, internalizing those thoughts of discouragement and powerlessness. Who gives you internal messages? You do. Nobody else. Anything from anybody else would be considered external messages of discouragement. The definition of how to get over oppression is not concerning what happens externally. It's what happens on the inside. So you've got to get rid of those messages of discouragement, of powerlessness, of limitations, of feeling the hurt and all of that stuff. That comes from the inside. I promise you, it comes from the inside. Nobody at all, nobody has the power to keep you down, discouraged, oppressed, or anything. You've got the power. And that's all you need to understand. That's all you need to know. And that shift of life, that shift of lifestyle, that shift of mindset, it comes completely. Come here, bud. What do you need? You got about 10 minutes to play. Okay? All right. That's my little dude. So yeah, it's that whole shift of mind. It's that whole shift of mind that takes you from being the victim to being the victor. And that's your goal. That should be your objective. Be committed to coming out. Be committed to being free. Be committed to being happy. Be committed to loving yourself so much that you take your power back, the power that you've so willingly given someone else. Take that power back and watch your life transform. We're going to continue this. Thank you, Denise, Catherine, all of y'all for just giving me your input. We're going to continue this next week. But I just want you to understand that your happiness, you're willing to move past hurt and all other things that have oppressed you, situations, circumstances. You have the power to get past that. You can take the power, because right now you've given your power, your internal power, over to somebody else, or over to a situation, over to a circumstance. You've done that. You've willingly, consciously, by choice, given your power over. It's time to take it back. And it's time to commit to being happy, commit to getting past this, getting over this, and no longer being bound by those things that are oppressing you mentally, emotionally, internally. Okay? So here's the thing. We're going to talk more about it next week. Join me live at 5 again next week, 5 o'clock. Don't forget, go check out the information regarding the cruise, okay? I want you to do that. I want you to join us. This is going to be our first time ever, and we're going to make it an every year thing. Sometimes we'll cruise. Sometimes we'll just take a flight. Sometimes we'll do whatever. We're just going to go with the flow and watch things open up for us. I want you to be a part of this monumental inaugural event for SFC Define. We are going to do a mind, body, spirit retreat, whether it's on the water or whether it's on land or whether it's in the air. We're going to do it every single year. Be a part of this inaugural. event that we're having March the 11th through the 16th, Carnival Cruise Line. You can go to SFC and get information on our Facebook page or our website at sfcdefined.com, or you can go to CoreyAGraves.com. All of the information that you need is right there, readily available. Everything that you need is there. I want you to join me, okay? I promise you will not regret it. Until next week, you guys stay strong, focused, confident. Most importantly, stay fine. We'll talk again soon.